Family drama is messy, but when it plays out in front of the entire world, it becomes something much bigger. A generational feud that feels like a movie you can't look away from. And that's exactly what's happening with T.I. and his son, King Harris. What started as a few heated exchanges has spiraled into a public showdown, filled with insults, threats, and some painful truths about family, fame, and pride. So, how did we even get here? Let's rewind. King Harris, the son of rap legend T.Y. and reality star Tiny, has always lived in the spotlight. From the day he was born, cameras, fans, and expectations surrounded him. But instead of following the blueprint laid out for him, King carved out his own lane. One that's been fueled by controversy, clashes, and a stubborn determination to prove himself as more than just his father's son. Now, that might sound like the journey of any celebrity kid, but King's story has taken a much darker turn. Over the past year, he's made headlines not for music or business moves, but for run ins with the law, viral outbursts, and a fiery attitude that seems to put him at odds with everyone, including his own family. One of the biggest flashpoints came when King publicly disrespected T.I. and Tiny, accusing them of not truly raising him and claiming he had to survive on his own. That cut deep because T.I. wasn't having it. He clapped back, making it clear that King was raised with love, money, and more opportunities than most kids could ever dream of. In T.I.'s eyes, King was ungrateful, plain and simple. But King didn't stop there. He doubled down, reminding everyone that he wasn't raised in luxury, he was raised in the streets. To him, his father's fame didn't shield him. It left him exposed, forced to fight for his own respect while being judged as just T.I.'s kid. And for King, that's the ultimate insult. This all boiled over in one infamous moment. A live stream that shocked fans everywhere. King and T.I. were seen arguing in real time, voices raised, with T.I. eventually saying something that left the internet buzzing. "My son, think I ain't spoke to him. Think I ain't told him, his mama and his grandma's, his ass going to prison if he keeps this up." He wants to talk about some other lying, but he's the one lying. He's capping. And when it's just me and him, I'll slap him up. That wasn't just a father-son argument. That was a public declaration. A frustrated father warning his son that the path he's on leads straight to a jail cell. And coming from T.I., a man who's been through his own share of arrests and charges, that warning carried weight. But here's the thing. King didn't back down. If anything, he leaned into the drama. Instead of humbling himself, he pushed harder, almost daring his father to follow through. And that's when people started asking the real question. Is this just a teenage rebellion taken too far? Or is there something deeper going on here? Because let's be real, King grew up with everything: money, fame, cameras, a mansion. Yet he craves street credibility. He wants people to believe he's cut from the same cloth as rappers who had to fight their way out of poverty and crime. But fans aren't buying it. To them, King is a kid born into privilege, trying to cosplay a struggle he never had. And that tension between who King really is and who he wants to be is tearing his relationship with his family apart. T, I, and Tiny see a son who's throwing away opportunities. King sees parents who don't understand the respect he's fighting for. It's a clash of perspectives, pride, and pain. And here's where it gets even darker. King has had brushes with the law, arrests, charges, mugshots plastered across social media. Each time fans expected him to straighten up, but instead, he wore it like a badge of honor. To King, it wasn't a warning sign. It was proof that he was really living what he rapped about. But to T.I., it was confirmation of his worst fears. He said it himself. He doesn't want to watch his son throw his life away chasing a false image. And yet, No matter how many times he tries to check King, it only seems to push him further away. The irony is painful. Ty spent years building a legacy, climbing out of the streets to become a rap icon, businessman, and family man. He wanted his kids to never have to walk the same dangerous road he did. But now, his own son is running toward that road with his head held high, and fans are split. Some say T.I. is right to call his son out, even if it's public. Others say he's handling it wrong, that this kind of family business should be kept behind closed doors. But either way, one thing's for sure. King Harris has the world's attention, and not for the reasons his parents wanted. So, where does this leave us? Right now, the feud between T.I. and King feels less like a father guiding his son and more like two men battling for dominance. A father who refuses to watch his son crash out, and a son who refuses to bow down. And if things keep going this way, T.I.'s warning might come true. King might really end up behind bars, not because he's truly about that life, but because he's desperate to prove he is. At the end of the day, this is bigger than rap, bigger than family drama. This is about identity, pride, and the struggle of growing up in the shadow of greatness. King Harris doesn't just want to be T.I.'s son, he wants to be his own man. But the cost of proving that might be higher than he realizes. So, I'll leave you with this question. Is King Harris carving out his own path, or is he walking straight into the trap his father fought so hard to escape? Because one thing's certain, this story is far from over.